Hey guys, here's another quick video update, and actually this is week number 6. My counting is off, so forgive me people. Yeah, that happened. Also, did not get new glasses yet, but it's all good in the hood. It's been a good week. Got some Ninja Warrior training in at the warehouse with some rock climbing, so I enjoyed that, and it was awesome. Thankful for that. Shout out. Still want to do Ninja Warrior. Yeah, that's right. Did that. Anyway, more importantly, the big thing I want to talk about tonight is the reading aspect of my internship. That's a huge part of what I'm doing. Tim's been having me do some reading. So, book number 1 that I've read already, Emotionally Healthy Spirituality by Pete Scazzaro. You guys need to get this book. It is amazing, powerful, mind-blowing, life-changing. And I'm reading Simply Good News by N.T. Wright. N.T. Wright is a stud. He is a genius. He's a theologian, very knowledgeable, very solid idea of what the kingdom is, the kingdom of God. Is what I'm talking about. There's a couple things that I wanted to talk about tonight. Ideas that I've been able to pick out from these books. So first of all, starting with Simply Good News, this idea that the good news of the gospel is in fact news, that it's not advice, it's not something that we, coerce people to accept. Well, you should try this, like a new supplementary plan or like a new devotional plan. You should try this. You might like it. But no, it's not about that. The good news is about news of Jesus' death, resurrection, and his sighting that changed the whole course of history. N.T. Wright talks about how everything is different because of this one event of what Jesus did. And with that event, the law was displaced and death was defeated, and this new life that Christ provides was opened up to all people. And so the world is a different place because of that. And then with Pete's book, just learning about the emotional aspect of life and how, if our emotions are not in check, with our spirituality, we can't move forward. No matter how hard we try, the emotions are important. Emotion is not something that should control us on the one hand, but it is also not something that should be avoided. And what I mean by that is that there's some emotions, like I said in the last video, that need to run their course. Anger and sadness and lament. I just listened to a podcast today about lament. The podcast is called Down to Earth. It's very theological, but very, I would say, easy to understand. So if you're looking for a new podcast, check them out. They're awesome. Also, this idea of this being with Christ rather than doing. What I mean by that is oftentimes in my life I feel like I have to do, reach out, minister. And while reaching out to people is an amazing thing and ministering under people is awesome, you can't do that if you're not being filled, if you're not being with Christ. And so that's something else that I've picked up on. And that was something I picked up on before reading this book, actually, at District Council, it's basically a big business meeting for the Indiana Assemblies of God, the district that I'm a part of. And I had a prophetic word spoken over me. Shout out to Melanie Whitten. It's awesome. Thankful that she was obedient to the Lord, and that was amazing. And so this whole being rather than doing, not that we don't do, but that we are being with Christ, and as we're being with Christ, that leads to the doing. And I've seen some significant changes with that method. this summer. And then, like, for me, like, I wrestled with some ideas this summer. A big one was just the purpose of the, why do I even, do this faith stuff? And, like, God has given us this kingdom to experience. Like, He's our freedom, and we get to live in that, and there's nothing greater than that ever. And I've seen that time and time and time again proven in my life. And then one more thing I'd like to say is this idea from N.T. Wright's book about not letting a secondary idea about something, about the good news becoming the main focal point. So, like, this idea of going to heaven. While going to heaven is biblical and going to heaven is, like, true, when we let that become, the reason we do everything that we do, when everything rotates around just going to heaven, just getting to heaven, that's unhealthy. And there's other ideas that NT mentions that can be destructive if they're made the main point. But if we make the good news, the true message of the good news, like I mentioned, the focal point, that is really what spurs on healthy faith. And yeah, it's been a good week. This week is interesting because I'm on my own. Been cooking some dinner, I was watching some Ninja Warrior tonight. Still doing my sermon prep this week, but it's definitely interesting because I'm on my own, and so I'm thankful for that because it's like a good experience. In terms of really doing life and ministry, like, on my own, like driving a car to work every day, having my own schedule. Yeah, blessings. Thanks for watching, and hope you all have a good week. Next week, new video, and the schedule is on Facebook. Peace.